Dun da da da! The Daily Mail tutorials. Today's tutorial is the Mexican flag. Okay, as you can see, I've started off by painting my nail white. I use Sally Hansen Xtreme Wear and White On, and I'm going to take a piece of scotch tape that I've trimmed, and I'm going to place it in the center of the nail so I can create a clean white line between my green stripe and my red stripe of the flag. I'm going to make sure I press it down really good so nothing gets underneath it, because nobody likes paint nipples. I'm going to take my China Glaze Hey Sailor, and I'm going to paint to the right side of the tape. Sorry, I just had to make sure on my iPad to make sure I was doing it right. I love this red because it's pretty opaque, especially over white. It's a one coater. Next, I'm going to take my CND Green Scene, and I'm going to paint to the left side of the tape to create the green stripe on the left side of the flag. And now that I've painted both of those, I'm just going to take the tape off, and I will hopefully have a perfectly clean line. Yay! Perfection. Alright, so now we're going to take our brown polish. I'm using Mahogany Magic, which is a China glaze, and we're going to start painting the coat of arms, which is an eagle holding a serpent in its talon, perched on a prickly pear cactus on a rock that rises above a lake. It's the coat of arms that was derived from an Aztec legend. Alright, so taking my Mahogany Magic, and I'm just going to kind of do the outline of the eagle. Just the basic shape, so the head and the top of the wing, and then I'm going to start filling in the body as well. Get some of the feathers in there. Now I'm filling in some of the body. And then the tail. And I'm going to go over with another coat. Maybe need a little bit more just because it's not super opaque over the white polish. And there you go. Got most of the eagle. Make sure I've got everything filled in. Using the Mahogany Magic again to paint the rock that the cactus perches on. Making sure everything is completely opaque, no sheer lines. Alright, so I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm going to grab my Zoya in Arizona from the new collection. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my palette. And what I'm going to use that for is for the eagle's beak, which I'm going to paint first and part of my fingers. And there we go. And then for the talons as well. So the one talon is up, and then the other talon is perched on the cactus. Next, I'm going to take my CND Green Scene again, and I'm going to paint the cactus, and then there's like a wreath, half wreath underneath it. So I'm going to paint those. Pretty much just going to paint little dashes because it's so small that you can't really get super detail into it. So right now I'm painting the half wreath thing. And then the cactus. And then the serpent, which is in the eagle's mouth and also is held in its talon. And I don't like that green, so I'm going to mix a little bit of the Mahogany Magic with it. I want to make it a little bit darker than the rest of the greens on there. So it's more of an olivey color now. That's more serpent-y anyway. Alright, so I'm going to take my Zoya and Robyn. I'm going to paint the there's only a little bit of blue on the flag. It's to represent the lake. And I'm going to put that to the left and right of the rock. And that's all for the robin. And next I'm going to take my American Apparel Hassid, and I'm going to kind of put some feather detail into the eagle, because it's kind of a brown blob right now and it doesn't really look like an eagle. And unfortunately this part is really hard to see because it's black over dark brown. But basically what I'm doing is I'm just going to put some scalloped lines in over the chest for the feathers, and then some straight lines in the wing part of it, the bird, and in the tail part of the bird, just to kind of give it some definition so it doesn't look like a big like brown blob. Maybe a little bit of the beak outlined as well. Kind of make that stand out a little bit, especially in front of the serpent. Could use a little bit more definition like on the back of it so you can see the separation from the wing and the body. Next I'm going to take my Seche Vite and I'm going to put a coat on top of all that emblem art, sealing all that Mexican goodness. Awesome. And there you go. Looks like I got a little bit of red on my cuticle and a little bit of Seche Vite, so I'm going to take my flat stiff bristled brush and dip it in some acetone, and I'm going to clean up the cuticle area. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to give you an example of some of the only Spanish I know. My friend Sarah taught me this, and I don't know why she knows it, but ¿Dónde está mi pantalones? Or ¿Dónde está su pantalones? It's very useful, very, really. So there you have it, the Mexican flag. Thanks for checking out this tutorial. If you want to see more crazy designs from pickles to pimples to Warhols, check out thedailynailblog.com or follow me on Twitter @dailynail.